Hi everyone, Lisa from Pretty Fabulous, and I'm back for the daily digital quarterly. And I forgot to mention on the last live stream, all of the digital planners that I've been updating are 50% off. There's no code needed. Just go to the link below and you can get them for 50% off until this Friday or after this Friday or after midnight. You know what I mean? Saturday morning, I'm going to change it back so they'll be the regular price. And again, it's kind of like those things. If you wake up before I do, you'll be fine. So what are we doing? We're doing the daily digital. So the digital quarterly, there's two digital daily planners. One is a blue, like rinse and repeat. And then the second one was, I thought, a little prettier, but that was sold as, well, it's still sold to you as one planner, but it has four different sets in it for like first quarter, second quarter, third, and fourth quarter, because the first one is so massively huge. So it's just really hard to update. For me, I can't even imagine if you can update it, because I have like a super big computer and like 96 gigs of RAM. So I think it's hard. I think this might be the last year that we use it. I will definitely let you know before the end of the year if we're going to discontinue that for 2024, but you do have the 2023. So let me go ahead and share my screen, make myself a little smaller. All right, so this is your daily digital planner. So this has 171 pages, so it's still pretty hefty, and it has all of your clickable tabs. So in here, you basically just have home, which takes you back to the cover, and then you have January. So this isn't quarterly, you just have everything in one planner because it's digital. There's no reason to split it out. And you have March, you have August, September, etc. So what I've done is I have made a 2-page spread for the beginning of the month instead of just starting with the month. And this is going to make it a lot easier for you to add pages in here, like goal setting for the month or end of month wrap up. And it has quotes in here. So you get a quote for every single month. And you'll see I have kind of like a combination of different colors of the tabs on the left and the right. And some of them even have like a pattern to them. Not a lot. I think April does, March does, etc. So, and you have like a nice little gradient. So you can change any of this. If you don't like the quotes, you can change those to whatever you want. So let's go ahead, and it's pretty simple. We'll jump into the file inside of InDesign. And we'll say, okay. So whenever you see that message, that was good that we got that, where it says links are missing, for whatever reason, sometimes with the files that have images associated with them, which are links, it will say it can't find them. So if it says it can't find a link, usually it'll have this little red question mark. But I do want to mention, I don't know what's wrong with this file. There's something wrong. I couldn't figure out what it was. This little red question mark here on the January, and I think it's in April. Anytime you see maroon, the maroon color, you'll see that little question mark. That is nothing. Usually it means you need to relink the file, but there's nothing there. I don't know why that's there. You can totally ignore that one anytime you see the maroon color. But if something was not linked, so you can see this little, I don't know if you can see it. It's like a little key almost inside of here. Let me move myself over. And that key, I'm trying to make it bigger. Oh, I forgot to use, I even have that Pro Mouse tool, but forget about it. We'll use it a different time. Anyways, that little key here just means that this is linked to something. So if you right click this, I don't know, usually I get the sign that says you can't link it. But if you go to Window and you put a check mark in front of links, you're going to see everything that's been linked inside of this file. So you can see it's found everything. Anytime you can't find one thing or many things, like it just can't find anything, all you have to do is relink one thing. And then when InDesign sees that you've linked one thing from the folder, it's smart enough to know that probably all the links are in that one folder. So it will relink everything for you automatically. But that's how you relink things. So over here at the top on pages, and if you don't see pages, make sure you go to Window, put a check mark in front of pages, and we have the parent pages at the top, used to be called master pages, and then we have the regular pages of the file at the bottom. So what is over here on the top? You are going to have January, Monday, Tuesday. And the reason you have 3 different parent pages for January is because you also have Wednesday, Thursday, and you have Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So this is a daily. I didn't want you to have to write Friday, Saturday, or maybe when I was designing it, did not want to write Friday, Saturday, Sunday every single day. But you'll notice that you'll also have this for February, Wednesday, Tuesday, February, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And the reason you have that is because we have those clickable tabs, right? So those clickable tabs over here, you can tell because we haven't turned on overprint preview, and it has the dotted lines. So anything with the dotted lines means that it is a hyperlink. So now that we know where they are, we can just go ahead and go to view, overprint preview. And it's I just think it's cleaner to look at and easier to view. The only reason you would not choose view overprint preview is if you're super low on memory or you have an older machine, because it does use up, I don't know why, it uses up more memory to not have to show those things, which is counterintuitive. You think it would be less memory, but anyways, that's the only reason you wouldn't do that, in case your machine is running slow or kind of dragging or something. All right, so how do you make any changes to this? So here's the thing. I did not change the cover this year, and I haven't changed it year to year. And that's because this is a very specific look and feel of the cover with these like little stripes and stuff that I put together. And then each page inside of here kind of corresponds to that. So it has all of those different stripes. And then when you go to a different month, it has another different color. Okay, maybe I lied. March has the same color as that. April has a different color. And then May has a different color. So, because the different quarterlies had different colors and they had different patterns. I think it looks really nice and it goes together. And I just can't imagine making a change. This is just the look and feel for the daily quarterly for right now, possibly for the next couple of years. All right. So you want to make changes. What do you want to make changes to? If you are in here, you'll notice that Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday all look exactly the same. The only thing that is different is Saturday, Sunday, and it has like some different icons, which again, I didn't put words here except for here. They can be interpreted however they want, right? So you could pick a totally different icon and add it into these spaces. How do you add a different icon? You could just do, like we said before, you could drag and drop a new icon over here, or you could do file place and find a new icon and drop it in there instead. Over here, you could change these words. So if you don't like the word morning, you could change it to something like, maybe you want to ask people what their goals are for the day. Maybe you want to ask them their number one task. And then for the evening, maybe you want to ask them, or maybe not even for the evening, for this third box, maybe you want to ask them what habit they want to work on, right? And now that I've changed that inside January, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, remember I said Monday through Friday look exactly the same, only Saturday and Sunday look different. So if I want to change that, I would have to highlight all of these, Control C, and then I'd have to jump into Wednesday and delete that. And I would have to say paste in place so it all looks the same. And then I'd have to do the same thing on Monday. Delete that, paste in place so it all looks exactly the same. So now when I jump into anything that has January, any of these pages applied to it, if I jump in here, I can see goals, task, habit, and again, goals, task, habit, and goals, task, habit. But I can see on the right, Thursday didn't change, morning, afternoon, evening, because I didn't change that. So I have to change that if I want those applied to all the pages. And again, this, because of the hyperlinks, this does repeat Monday, Tuesday again. So now it says morning, afternoon, evening, and it's a different font. So you will have to go over into there to change those throughout the document. So make a little note. See one thing that's off. Into the file. So let's say, let's do this again. If I want to add pages, and remember, this is set up so like if we go here to February, I can see I have a nice quote over here. And I have a nice quote over here. Now, remember, you may not remember, I've been doing a lot of talking, but every single page takes the properties from the parent page. So if you change something on the parent page, it will be changed on that page as well. The only exception is if you've overrode, I don't know if the right grammatical saying is for that, but if you override the parent page changes, which this one did, see, override all parent page items, it only applies to this spread, then it won't be applied if I make a change. And the reason I did that is because this has 2A applied to it. If I go over to 2A, I can see that 2A has Monday morning, Tuesday morning, afternoon, evening. I don't need that on this page. What I wanted to do on this page is I just wanted to have a quote on the left and I wanted to have the name of the month on the right as kind of a separator. So 2 things you can do if you would like to add more pages. Like I said, you could add pages that are, a month end recap or goal setting for the month. You don't want all of those things like I did either. And you probably don't want to say override all pages. So if you're just adding like one page like I did, the easy way is to just say override all parent page items. And it kind of like, it usually does a blank. This one did nothing because I've already done override all parent page items on this page. You can't tell which pages do and don't have it. I'm just telling you. Then that's really easy. But if I want to add 10 different pages, so if I right click over here and I say insert pages after 2.1, because maybe I want to do some goal setting, some monthly planning, event planning, things like that at the beginning of the page. After 2.1, I'm going to say add pages, but you'll notice I still want the tabs to be there. So I do have to use something that says February on it. So I'm just going to use Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I'm going to add 10 pages and I'm going to say, okay. The problem now is they all say Monday, Tuesday, Monday, Tuesday, Monday, Tuesday, Monday, Tuesday, and I don't need that. So what I could do instead of doing that, because I'm going to do Control Z, I could go over here to February and I could duplicate this, duplicate spread, and it's going to drop it down at the bottom. I don't know why it does that. And I'm going to do parent options. And so that I know this is February, I'm going to say to blank. Oh, I'm going to run out of string. To Z. How's that? And I am going to say February blank. And I will say okay. And then I'm going to move this up here because just logically it makes sense to have this up here. Or to me, it makes sense. It doesn't really matter, honestly, where your parent pages are located, but when you want to go edit it later, it makes sense. So here on the blank, it's still not blank because I duplicated another page because I wanted those tabs to be duplicated without having to redo them. So what I can do is I can just drag and drop over the top of here and I can hit the delete key and now it's deleted. Same thing on the bottom. I can go through here and it did, I'm going to hit the shift key because it did select that whole page. I'm going to unselect that background page and hit delete. And oh, I forgot to grab that water cup and the word notes. And now I have blank pages. So now these blank pages, what I can do, and I left the little decoration look because I kind of like that. So what I can do now is I can go back here to 2.1 and I can right click and I can say insert pages and I'll insert those 10 pages after 2.1. But this time I will select 2Z for February blank and I will say okay. And now I have 10 pages that are blank, but still have that icon or those decorations I like. And they still have all of those clickable tabs, which I can't see because I did view overprint preview. So if I turn that off, I can see I still have all of my tabs. So that is the correct way to add pages. I know it sounds very complicated, but it's because you don't want to have to recreate all of these hyperlinks every single time you add a page to this document. So now inside of here, I can start designing it and I can write whatever I want. I don't even know if you can see that. It's so small. And I can decorate this page, put designs in here, put images, whatever I want. And those are now my pages. Now, the most important part is when you save this file out is to make sure you do File, Export, and make sure you choose Adobe PDF Interactive. That is the only one that has the hyperlinks included. Otherwise, when your customer opens your file inside GoodNotes, nothing will work when they click on it. They tap on it because you didn't choose the right format. Adobe PDF Print, again, has absolutely zero hyperlinks in it. It will not work. So make sure you do Adobe PDF Interactive. Now, when you're saving this file for yourself, so you might want to make edits later, you can always do File Save As and save it as a regular InDesign 2022 document. Or if you want to, what I always do to be safe is I always package it, because then it will put all the links and the fonts and everything else I need together. But just keep in mind that package file will also give you a PDF that is not an interactive PDF. That is a print PDF. So again, don't give that one to your customer. It's just saving the file for you. It's saving the INDD, the links, the fonts, and the IDML file. And again, a print PDF, not an interactive one. All right. Oh, and before I forget, this one does have an editable Photoshop file. So if you don't like all these colors that I have over here, which is totally fine, even though I think they're absolutely perfect, then you can make changes. So let's try to make changes over here to, let's say, and again, whatever color you make March on the right, you need to make sure you make that to March on the left. So if we're going to change March, and I'm just picking on March, so this has a, remember I said, if I double click this, it has one of the paint strokes applied to it. So let's say I don't really want that paint stroke applied to it. I'm going to go to March, and I'm just going to hit the delete button. And now it's like that mustard yellow, which does match the file, but it's hard to see. So so that you can see that we made a change to March, I'm going to double click this, and we're going to change that to, what's that obnoxious color, like a bright yellow. Can I even find a bright yellow? There we go. It's like a greenish yellow. So I want to make sure I change it over here too. I'm going to hit delete on that layer. That was that overlay for that pink paint stroke. And I am now going to select that color. I'm going to say, okay. So now they're both yellow on the left and the right. So pretty easy to see that we've changed that. I am going to go ahead and I'm going to hide. I'm just going to go ahead and hide all of these. I'm going to actually save this as March. So if this was March, in theory, every month, January and February would be displayed on the left, and home would be over here on the top, but not on the right. And over on the right side, we wouldn't have January and February. So all I'm doing over here is I'm finding all of the right tabs are in a folder called Right tab. So I try to make it easy. I'm going to hit this little eye icon, and that says layer visibility. And if you're not familiar with Photoshop, it's really, I shouldn't say it's really easy. It is relatively easy. I don't know why. I cannot use Canva. I find that very difficult to use. But over here, if you go to Window and make sure there's a check mark in front of layers, you can see that panel. I mean, literally 99.9% of the things that Photoshop can do, I don't utilize because I don't really go into this application a lot, but I still go in enough that I like it better than Canva. So anyways, this now is open to March. So to save this, you're going to go to File, and I like Export, Save for Web because it makes it smaller. So you can see right here, this is a 100 megabit file. So it's pretty big, and leave the dimensions right there as is. It's perfect for your digital planner. And then we're going to call this the new March. It's like a yellow green color. And that's all I'm going to do, save, because I already said it's a JPEG. So how do I put this into my new file? I'm going to go into InDesign, and I'm going to go into March. So every single time I see March, I'm going to have to change that. So I'm going to make sure the selection tool is on, and I'm going to select that background image, and I'm going to do File, Place, and then I'm going to go in here. I'm going to select that new one. And now you can see there's that green color. I'm going to go over here to this one. I'm going to select that. I'm going to do File Place. And I'm going to select that new green color. Same thing over here for that Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I'm going to do File Place. And I'm going to select that yellow green color. And I'm all done. So anytime I go into anything that has any of those 3 pages, parent pages applied to it, which is basically the month of March. So I'll go in here to March and I'll now see that green everywhere on every single page. But if I go into February, I'm not going to see it because I didn't change that. So you'll have to change every single month in order to see that new green color that you have. So that's kind of how the Photoshop file works. It seems like it's tedious, but it's actually pretty fast. It's easier from a design point to do the InDesign files this way. If you enroll in digital planners, the course that I have, that will actually show you how to create your own digital planner from scratch, just with a blank page. But it will also show you how to create the tabs 100% in InDesign. It doesn't use Photoshop at all. So if that is more appealing to you, then you could do that. All right, like I always say, 2 things. All of the digital planners I've updated this week are on sale. Keep in mind, maybe don't download them right away because I do have my assistant double checking the dates because I feel like, again, I feel like confident that I haven't made a mistake, but I have just been looking at numbers all day yesterday and today and last week. So they all kind of look the same. So I hate to ever put anything out with like a second pair of eyes not looking at it. And I will send you a note too on Friday to let you know everything's been QA'd. And if you have any questions on how to update something or you see something wrong, just drop me a note. I would love it. And I hope everyone's having a great night or a great morning if you're watching this tomorrow. And I will